Ashes Rubies live stream podcast where we talk about life and recovery.
And so much more.
A little bit more. Somewhat more. I have no highlights. My whole weekend was a highlight. It was there was great food, there was great times. Nothing stands out as the thing.
Well, I hope you had a really good weekend too. I hope that you had opportunities to learn, opportunities to laugh,
to grow, to eat. It was Father's Day, and my eldest took us to a restaurant. Yeah, it was fancy. It was an Italian restaurant. It was great. But I'm excited for Ashes Ruby's event on Saturday. We canceled last week due to our renovation, but we will be in our new home. So this Saturday at 81 Ariga Drive. I'm excited for that.
If you are in the Ottawa area, we would love for you to join us.
Do you have a good show lined up? Super excited. See, I don't get to do all the work anymore, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Anything else? Anything else important?
A reading?
We're going to do our contemplative meditation where we take an idea out of a book, in a recovery book, 12-step fellowship, and wrestle with it and then take it throughout our day. So it is June the 20th. Is this the end of school soon? Is this the last week of school for the
some kids.
High schools?
For some kids, I don't know, but well, high schools would already be in exams. They would already be not attending classes.
Exam times. All right. The sixth step is an inspiring. The sixth step is an inspiring challenge. I don't even know why I'm reading it. It's your turn.
I know.
Yeah. I will stumble no longer.
The sixth step is an inspiring challenge to surrender ourselves to the guidance of our higher power. I will read this serenely beautiful statement of submission to God's will as often as I have need of it. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. My goal will be to make myself entirely ready to let go of the negative habits of thought that have been reflected in the happenings of my life. God is just as entirely ready to accept this humble offering of my faults and to help me change to the kind of thinking and doing that will bring me serenity and even perhaps happiness. Today's reminder: the defects of character I want to be rid of are sure to have deep roots in habit. My daily conscious cooperation will be needed as I accept God's help in removing them. I will try to deal with them patiently, one by one. If I am truly willing, I will see them replaced gradually by impulses of a different quality that I can live with, comfortably free from self-reproach. God, make me entirely ready for the removal of my faults, that I may receive light on my problems and their true causes.
What made me laugh? I can't even remember.
If I'm replaced truly willing, I will see them replaced gradually by impulses of a different quality.
The impulses of a different quality. If I could just be impulsive in the right direction. It's never typically my impulse.
No. Impulses are like things that we do without thinking.
Yeah, I know. I wish my impulses would be all God-driven and God-led and about giving and loving and hugging and not the other impulses that I have been called very impulsive over the course of my life. That has happened on numerous occasions. I'm typically impulsive in negative areas with negative results. But I was reminded of that smart kid comment. Oh, you're so extra. And that's what a defect is. I believe that a defect is something extra that needs to be taken away. And I think in our recovery literature, we use shortcoming as well. So there's shortcoming is I don't have what I need, and defect is I got way too much. I got way too much volume. I got way too much tint, way too much hue in my picture on my TV. And really what I have too much of is me playing God, me doing God's job. So then am I entirely ready to stop doing God's job or even telling him how to do it?
Well, I think that's actually the definition of the word defective would be that it's not as it should be,
Not as it should be.
or not as God intended.
Not as God.
So it
not
could,
as the
could
maker.
be extra or it could be less, but it's just not as God intended.
Yeah. So when there's a recall on your vehicle, it's not, there's something unsafe. It's not how it should be. And so am I willing and am I entirely ready today? Even I think it's a daily thing of just, am I entirely ready to have God take away all the things that he didn't intend to, that get in the way of my relationship with him and ultimately with others. I think it's a,
And how do you get ready?
how do I get ready? I have to, I think, come to a place of looking at the inventory that causes these things and just go, do I find these things objectionable? Do I find the results? Do I find some of the relationships? Do I find some of my difficulties objectionable?
Mm.
So let's get to the root of them and take what I find and entirely be ready to give them to God. Go like, okay, I have this. Like, I can't get my brakes fixed on my car by just leaving it in the driveway and not driving it. Like, I have to be entirely ready to go and pay the price and take it, do the work and make the call and maybe get the parts and have my mechanic actually be ready to change the defective brakes.
Mm.
So there's a process, there's work involved, but there's going to be a lot smoother ride. It's going to be a lot safer, and it's going to be a lot friendlier for the world around us.
When the brakes aren't squealing?
When the brakes aren't squealing.
Or,
True story. Or grinding, or whatever it is, wherever your brake pads are. And then I think the other part of that is the daily maintenance of it. And so am I entirely ready for God to continue to remove these defects? And what if they don't get removed? Because I might have a different expectation than what God's doing.
Mm.
And so even with that is really, yeah, coming into the assumption that I'm the child and God's the parent, God's the father, and he knows best.
So then sometimes I might be asking the wrong question.
If I have all the answers and I think I know what's happening, then I might not know the questions. Take that with you today. All right. Am I entirely ready for God to continue his good work in me and to remove the things that he wants to remove and to add the things that he wants to add? All right. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and we will see you maybe today at the Booch Pit. Let me pour you a coffee or kombucha. And we will talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for listening.